Hello there and welcome back to the Plants vs. Zombies 2 Beans Only Challenge. Today we're transporting ourselves to the far future. But before we do that, I'd like to show you guys the two new premium plants. The electric peel and the sea shroom. There's also the guard shroom, but that hasn't released yet. I gotta say, for a premium plant, the electric peel is actually surprisingly balanced. He shoots out these snake peel things that electrify zombies, and it only does 30 damage, 60 when he's boosted by the filament. He does do more damage when you put him in water though. His base damage goes from 30 to 65, and he does 130 damage when boosted by the filament. And the sea shroom works exactly how you'd expect him to. He's just an aquatic version of the puff shroom. Except he's actually stronger than the puff shroom. He does 30 damage or a whopping 90 damage when boosted by the ailment, which technically makes him stronger than the electric peel. Gotta say though, I do love his design in this game. Now that that's over with, let's get this bean venture back on track. Day 1 introduces my favorite world gimmick, the power tiles. It gives us possibly one of the greatest things you will ever see in your entire life, ever. Just wait till we get to the Zomboss fight. Day 2 introduces the first of the mech zombies, the shield zombie. Thankfully, the laser beam's laser completely ignores his shield, and of course can easily be dealt with by doing this. Day 3 introduces the Bugbot Imp and the Jetpack Zombie. Think of the Jetpack Zombie as like a slower version of the Bug Zombie, and the Bugbot Imp is just a really cool looking imp, and that's all that matters. Day 3 is the first Sun Bomb level. These are actually some of the easier levels in the world because the Sun Bombs fall faster than regular sun, and once they touch the ground they turn into a normal sun. So I was able to completely obliterate this level. Day 5 introduces the Robocone Zombie. He's one of the bulkiest zombies in the entire game. Not even 2 laser beams can take him down. In fact, he's so bulky that he's the first zombie that doesn't instantly fall too. He just sits there and takes like half of the damage. He's still beatable though, it just takes a lot. Day 6 spams shield zombies. It also didn't let me pick my plants, but it had the laser beam, so I tried it anyway. And it was actually possible. This is the first level where we couldn't pick our plants, but it was possible to beat with only beans. And well, this was day 7. Just look at this. It actually wasn't that bad. You just have to spam the crap out of plant food. Day 8 was a conveyor level, but it actually had laser beams. And guess what? It wasn't possible because it doesn't give you enough laser beams. Day 9 wouldn't let me plant more than 15 plants, but that wasn't that big of an issue, seeing as I usually only have 1 column of laser beams. Day 10 introduces the most funked up zombie in the entire game, the Discotron 3000. This funky bot spawns in disco jetpack zombies. That's pretty much it. Other than that, he's easy to defeat. Day 11 was a plan your defense level, so I used this setup, and surprisingly, it mostly worked. Day 12 started off with a jetpack zombie taking out one of my lawnmowers. But that's not the only thing this level does. No, it introduces the big bad boy, the Gargantuar Prime. This imp-controlled mech has laser vision and shoots the Bugbot imps out of his trash can on his back. He can easily be defeated with... Day 13 introduces the Mecha Football Zombie, and he can also survive one of... Okay. What he actually does is shove your plants back, but he wasn't able to do that once in this level. Day 14 wouldn't let me spend more than 1,500 sun, but that really wasn't a big deal because I never spend more than 1,000 sun, I think. It was also in this level when I finally remembered why there's so many jetpack zombies. It's because the game expects you to use the blower, which we can't use. Day 15 saw me having to protect 3 Citrons, which wasn't that bad because, I mean, come on, it's the Citron. He's one of the strongest projectile plants in the game. Piece of cake. Well, mostly. And day 16 was a conveyor belt level with no beans. Did you know that, well, looks like I've run out of bean facts. Let's just make one up. Did you know that the sunbeam got his power after the Greek god of the sun, Apollo, tried beans and loved them? He then decided to bless one of the beans with the power of the sun. A beautiful story, I must say. Day 17 wouldn't let me pick my plants, and I just barely managed to reach the sun requirement for day 18. Day 19 was finally another sun bomb level, and we got to see the matchup of the century here, folks. Gargantuar versus Gargantuar Prime, and Prime easily won. It was in the very top lane if you missed it, and you have to defend a column of star fruits in day 20. This level got so difficult that I had to bust out the peanut. I failed this level a couple of times, but that's only because it kept coming down to the exact same thing. The mecha football zombie would just keep pushing my plants back, then I would spring bean him, and then it would just repeat the process until I finally won. Day 21 wouldn't let me plant more than 16 plants and required me to produce 5,000 sun. And it was actually way easier than I thought it would be. Day 22 was a prepare your defense level, so I decided to use 2 columns of laser beans and 1 column of spring beans. Surprisingly, this level wasn't really that hard. Mostly. Day 23 was a don't have more than X plants level and a don't spend more than X sun level. And it was actually decently difficult. Difficult enough for me to bust out the peanut. It came down to 2 Robocone zombies in 2 different lanes. Although the only one that really mattered was the one in the second top lane. But eventually they both went down and this level was wraps. Day 24 was the final normal level of this world. And it was a sun bomb level, and I'm sure you could probably guess this, but it throws absolutely everything at you. After a few attempts, I finally beat this level though. You're probably expecting me to do another cliche YouTube outro. No, this time we're gonna actually fight Zomboss, because this Zomboss actually has laser beams. But guess what? It doesn't give you enough. It's not like it matters because this is a conveyor level, but still, I was hoping we could finally beat Zomboss with beans only. It did give us one of the most beautiful things you will ever see in your entire life, though. And finally, after all of that, Far Future is finally finished. Remember back in the day when Far Future used to be the most difficult world? Nowadays, it's one of the easier ones, but it's still a classic. Okay, now it's time for the cliche YouTuber outro. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.